Vilmocken bien vu, welcome. Fremmer e grande player. Luchlich zu heißen, se jouit entendre. Happy to see you spiele du play. Vilmocken bien vu, welcome. Im composer, a composer to composer.
Matt, that was a very nice piece of music.
Thank you. I performed it just for you, Eric.
That was incredible. Did you make that yourself?
Well, not the original music, but there are some new lyrics in there that I did some translation work on. I'm celebrating the fact that we have a brand new update this week for My Singing Monsters composer with new language support localizations, among them French and German.
Well, I got some bad news for you. We seem to be getting reports that your translations were not completely accurate.
What? Are you sure?
Yeah, maybe you'll have to do some more work on.
Oh, sacré bleu!
Oh, okay, now you're pushing it.
Oh, vehem. Happy monstering, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. I am Monster Handler Matt.
I'm Monster Handler Eric. Thank you so much for joining us today, in which we'll be talking all about composer.
That's right, as you may have picked up on from our neat little opening number there. You know, I'm finding this to sort of be a tradition now, to take some show tune and sort of adapt it to the theme.
You gotta give the people what they want.
Well, funny you should say about giving the people what they want, because, you know, we did introduce language support for My Singing Monsters composer in an update this past week, but we didn't exactly give everybody what they want. But we'll get to that in a second. There's a couple more exciting things that we should discuss first about My Singing Monsters composer before we get into that specifically. But there's always something that we start off our My Singing Monsters live shows with.
Gotta start with the subscriber giveaway.
You got it.
For anyone who isn't familiar, if you subscribe to us on Twitch, you will be entered for this exclusive draw. You don't have to be watching for it. We will also do another giveaway at the end of the show, just for anyone who is in the chat. But this one, if you're a subscriber, it's just for you. We have a winner. Would you like to present this one?
I will present the and I'll try and get it correct, because I know that my track record is not the greatest this week. The winner of the subscriber giveaway is Renster Mario.
Congratulations. You have won yourself a geode.
A geode. That's
right.
That's relevant, because we have, of course, the Coral Reef special promotion on certain rare ethereal monsters available this weekend. So geode is definitely in the mix. That's why that's the prize this week.
That's perfect. What else do we have going on today? Let me tell you here.
All right, you let me know.
Obviously, we're going to have a bit of a discussion about composer.
Uh-huh.
We're going to look at some fan-made compositions.
Oh,
we
I'm so excited about that.
to send in some of your files from the composer app. We got a hold of them. There were so many. We're only going to be able to feature some today. We love to feature more in the future.
We'll probably come back to those other submissions at some point.
Based on what I've heard so far, we will definitely be coming back. But we do have a handful we're showing today as our Monsterpieces.
Awesome.
We also have questions and stumped.
No,
the classic
trivia,
combo.
please.
Oh, I
trivia.
misspoke. Stumped. And we will also have, we will be composing a song with input from the community.
Oh, that's also
that
an
will be
exciting
very
thing,
fun.
part of the show.
And then,
that
of course,
I'm looking
we'll
forward to
have
today.
another giveaway at the end of the show for anyone who's in the chat and watching.
That sounds great.
Shall we jump right into the discussion? Because
Yes,
there's
I'd
so
love
much
to. I'd love to talk about.
No.
Michael, is that you back there behind the camera, Monster Handler Michael?
You forgot some important things.
What did we forget?
Oh,
we
no.
always seem to forget this.
We're moving so
Always
fast.
seem
We're so
to forget.
excited.
One, you didn't say anything about Twitch Prime, Amazon Prime.
That's true.
Eric, would you like to take it away? Or
Well-
Michael, can you? There you are. You're appearing. Look at that
Yes,
special
I'm
themed.
here, I'm
Look at
here.
that special themed background that
Why
we have today.
don't you
for
tell us all about
Yeah, you're
Amazon?
the expert.
Right.
Of course, as we all know, Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime, you can get free subscription.
Is that what they call it? Twitch Prime, or is it just you get Twitch
I think
with
it's Twitch
Amazon
Prime.
Prime?
You get Twitch Prime with Amazon Prime, or you can subscribe.
A likely story.
You
All right,
get-
keep the info coming.
You get a bunch of fun emojis to use in the chat, as well as you get ads free. or no ads. You don't get ads for free.
Free ads.
Yes, and of course, as we said, we have the subscriber giveaway that
Yep.
you get entered into. And specifically, we had Mr. Dash 1234 subscribe for a second month in a row.
Thank you very
Wow,
much,
thank
Mr.
you.
Dash. We appreciate it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And
5,
I
6, 7,
saw
8.
Waddle 91 in there as well.
Oh, well,
So I
thank you
wanted-
so
we
much.
really appreciate all of our subscribers.
And the
And the last thing,
I wanted to also acknowledge those who gave cheers.
Oh.
Pato Atomi at the
MSM.
top, 238. Coil Twitch at 100. And then Cub Wax in third, 40.
Well,
Thank you so much,
much.
Michael, for making sure that we are not remiss in remembering that. As Eric mentioned, we're just so excited to delve into the topic
There's
today.
just so much to go
that
into.
we were ready to skip over this important step, but it's always an important thing to acknowledge our fine community and all the support that they give us here on Big Blue Bubble TV.
We should have taken a moment to compose ourselves.
Oh, perfect segue. And yeah, there you go.
With that, all right, composer. What would you like to cover first? Like so much.
So, with this week's update, version 1.0.9, we introduced language support for many of the languages that we currently support My Singing Monsters in. That's French, German, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, and a new one, Turkish, in the mix. So that's sort of cool. What's not so cool, and I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take responsibility for this because this was a job for Monster Handler Matt, and you know what? I scratched the surface, but as is the case so often with the monster world, there's more lurking beneath the surface that you gotta double check. So we were working with a new translation service for this particular update. They were very helpful in delivering all of the in-game messaging, like the tutorial and all of the settings, strings, we like to call them in the industry, the little bits of text. And we had passed to them all of our translated monster names, and they did a fantastic job of coming up with brand new species names for all the monsters in Turkish. But what ended up happening is that some of the monster translated names that we have been around forever and that we know and love have had a little bit of a tweak, a little bit of a change to them in this particular update. So one of the biggest examples was right off the hop, Furcorn introduces itself as something other than the word for furcorn.
Right.
In other languages. We just wanted to let you guys know that we thank you very much for the feedback that you've delivered. All of those names are being changed in an update that's coming very soon, just so we can get everything back on track and on brand. And as I mentioned, this is a huge stumped moment for Monster Handler Matt. I said that it was fine. It wasn't fine. I take responsibility for it. So all of those tweets and messages in, you know what? I'll print out physical copies of them and I'll lie underneath them and feel the weight of them.
Well,
how's that sound?
In the industry, the technical term for a situation like this is a whoopsie doodle.
Oh.
And that's okay.
And everyone's allowed a whoopsie doodle every once in a while.
Every
Right?
once in a while.
We're not infallible. We're fallible.
The most fallible.
Jimmy
I've ever
fallible. Right, that's nothing else.
I laughed at that. How very in character
Yes,
for Jimmy
yeah,
Fallon.
yes.
But speaking of things being added to Composer, a very special image.
Yes,
went out.
has been circulating through this new version 1.0.9, and several of you have commented on it on social media and asked, hey, what's going on with that? I'm sure by now many of you are familiar with and were able to recognize a certain monster hand reaching through a dimensional portal to place some brand new looking notes upon the staff. And, far be it from us to say that we don't know what's going on here. We do know what's going on here, and we're very excited about this update. It's coming, as the announcement in-game suggests, in spring 2019. So keep your eyes peeled for that later this year. And if you haven't purchased My Singing Monsters Composer already, it's a great app that we made as an offshoot of the main My Singing Monsters experience.
That's right.
And that contains a bunch of new features. One, there's a brand new stage environment for the monsters to perform on, which looks beautiful and exists sort of in its own separate reality.
We'll see quite a bit of that later.
We will see. You're right. If you haven't seen it before, this is the show to be tuned into to make sure that you can take a first glance at that. You can play offline. It does not require an online connection to play.
That's right.
And there's a new keyboard feature, which
Very
is
fun.
absolutely phenomenal for if you want to actually plunk out the notes.
That's
and
how I
you,
like
and you
to.
don't and exactly, and you don't necessarily want to drag and drop or place any of the notes on the staff like you do on Composer Island and My Singing Monsters. And another huge difference in My Singing Monsters Composer is the fact that instrumental rares, which were added in an update a couple of updates ago, play different sounds than their common counterparts.
That's right.
Now, this is an exciting deviation from the sort of main reality, the main continuity of My Singing Monsters, because we've made a big deal of the fact that what makes a family of monsters with their common, rare, and epic cousins, if you will, inside that little triplet, is the fact that in the main canon, My Singing Monsters monster world, they all sing the same part, and that's how they are identifiable. But you know what? Right. For the My Singing Monsters Composer app, we wanted to expand upon the list of sounds that were available to players to draw from. So there's a collection of, I think, at least about 15 rare monsters that are instrumental in nature that were added in an update, and they all make different sounds than their common counterparts. So, as an example off the top of my head, you have the common riff playing its familiar electric guitar sound,
right?
But then the rare riff plays a bass guitar sound. So it's very neat. It gives you a whole new set of sounds to choose from when you're composing your songs in My Singing Monsters Composer. So we really recommend that you take a look at it and check it out on the App Store and Google Play. Scroll through the screenshots. Take a look at the preview video that's there, because we really think that it's a valuable contribution to your My Singing Monsters collection.
I just had a crazy idea.
All right, tell me it.
What if we just check it out right now?
You know what? I think that's a great idea.
Let's do it.
That's a transition,
hey, there
but not
it
a
is.
Translation. No more translations today. I can't bear it. All right.
Here we are.
Here we have
Let me hand
loaded
you the
in.
keyboard.
Here we have loaded in.
This is, I believe it's a test file.
It is a test file, but I think it's funny that
we're very excited to show it.
We have to play it off. So this is a tool that's used by our quality assurance team just to make sure that everything is making sense, and that when we're doing testing that everything is playing the way it should. So, Michael, correct me if I'm wrong, but we do have the sound turned on for this particular setting. We just want to make sure.
We're just going to double check. It's important for Composer.
You know, I like this view. I like the fact that we seem like a small little window attached on the main device there.
It gets tiring being up on the big screen all the time.
That's right. It's nice to get
game.
shrunk down. Sort of reminds me of the experience that monsters must have when they're disappearing inside the web box, when they're being boxed in the web box. They shrink down. There's a miraculous shrinking technology. We sound good?
Great.
All right. So here is
take a look at this
all
island.
notes. So the other nice thing I think I should mention about Composer is that it's got a very clean user interface.
Oh, definitely.
And the new buttons that were designed for it, I think, look absolutely phenomenal, as well as the monster notes that appear on each, that are associated with each monster are very cool, and also unique to My Singing Monsters Composer, the new rare eggs that make it a lot easier. So let's take a look at, as a start, all notes. Now, brace yourselves. There they go. So as you can see, everybody is just going for it. They're playing all notes, I believe chromatically, all the way up the entire staff that of range of notes. And then here we go. There's a little bit longer. They're doing it at half the speed. And everyone looks like, I particularly like Shrub. It really looks like it's going for it there.
I know I really enjoy Toe Jammer during the quicker portion.
Mm-hmm.
He really
trying to find
it really
Toey.
gets into it. I believe it's just to the left there. There you are.
There's the Toey.
Oh, you're just downwards?
Oh, I see.
Just hiding back. Oh, there's two of them.
Yes. So that's another cool thing, is that depending on whether or not you've added a note of length to a monster, it'll appear in two different spots upon the Composer stage. And let's take a closer look at the Composer stage. Actually, you know what? Well, let's take a look at the Composer stage on a... Sounds not... Oh! We're being told that the sound is not working. So,
coming through for me.
Thank you. That was Monster Handler Sydney, everybody, who came to the rescue. Say hi, Sydney. So she came in to let us know that we are possibly having...
Oh, I think I realize
All right.
Michael, what have you done? Is
It's
it our
okay.
turn? Is it our turn to scold you for
I
something?
think it's okay.
You guys let me know if this works now, okay?
That is probably the fix.
I mean, it looks promising.
Michael,
Everyone's saying
could you
nice.
give me the speaker a little volume instead of the headphones?
Yes. It's great.
For
It's great for us to go.
This one I know pretty much by heart.
Yes,
But the next
yes.
ones I would like to enjoy.
Perfect.
You may have to turn it down a bit. I'm not sure if the microphone's gonna pick it up. Just enough. Yeah. Sorry, this one. But we'll see.
All right. I'm gonna drive.
Here we go.
Stop. And now we can look at the full stage with the sound. Thank you, community, for letting us know that there was a little bit of a hiccup there, but we're back on track. We beat the hiccups. Here we go.
Getting
Is
better
it getting better
at
all the
producing
time?
Stuff very
So
quickly,
You guys
yes.
aren't going to be able to listen to it then. Just so you know.
We should be able to. We just won't hear ourselves.
Oh, okay. We'll see if this works. Okay.
Outstanding. Thank you very much. Let's try to do our very best here. I think it's working. Wait, it should. I'll let you drive for us.
Okay. Alright, we'll check that a bit.
There you go.
We are working based on your comments, so please just keep us informed.
Let us know what's happening. We're sort of here. I don't want to say in the dark, but with our hands over our ears.
Yes.
People are saying it's echo. It's fine. Take your time, Jake. Tommy says it's still echo.
Okay.
So it's bouncing.
Is it us that's echoing, or the app, or both?
Who's echoing? Yeah.
That would probably be it.
Is it
Lots of echo still.
I think
say the monster.
I think we may have just hit
the jackpot.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh.
But I do believe that what was on would cause an echo. So
Okay, it's better now. It's only us.
Ezra 8KR wants us to say their comment hi.
Hi. Hello.
Still echoing.
Are you there?
People are saying fixed. You fixed it.
We fixed it?
Great.
Yay!
Thank you guys so much for your input.
You know what?
and
This
your
was
patience.
truly a collaborative effort. I feel like the spirit of Sugarbush descended upon us for this brief time and said, "You know what? Make it work."
Yeah. And now, that was an insight into how fun composing together will be.
Oh.
With that level of teamwork, we're gonna get along great.
Okay.
Now I think you can get the speaker on, and it shouldn't cause any props. If it does, it's an easy fix. We turn it back off.
How about this? How about for this one, we're gonna let them hear all notes,
Yes.
and then for the next one, we'll try.
Yep. That is perfect. Please enjoy all notes.
All right. So, as we were mentioning, here's all the monsters that are okay. And you know what I like as well? I like watching the different dipsters poke out.
That is
The
fun.
same dipster.
Pretty so quick.
They're all down there. It's a network of tunnels. It is a beautiful sight to see so many monsters reunited. You know what? This reminds me of Gold Island. It's a place where all the monsters can get together and have a grand old time and participate in a huge composition of the likes of which
I really do love
yeah, I like the moving parts of it as well. You can see that there's the clamble plates down there right underneath the two quibbly heads that open and close every once in a while. Let's see if you can identify all the monster
I
bits
never
that
noticed
make up. So we've got a traditional keyboard down below. That isn't necessarily a monster piece of anatomy,
Not
but
necessarily.
obviously harkens to the new keyboard feature that is in My Sing Monsters Composer. You've got carved noggins there supporting the lower level of the stage. You've got your 2 quibble heads. You've got Bogart horns. You've got Riedling flute spines. You've got Thumpy mushrooms. You've got Deej amps, speakers.
That's right.
I was so close. I was stringing the combo there, and then I couldn't think of the word at the last second.
Okay, shall we move on to the fan-created pieces?
Yes, I would love to. And so let us know if this works the way we're hoping that it works. But what we're going to do is, it's actually a good opportunity right now to thank the programming team for My Sing Monsters Composer, who created this really handy tool for us, where we just have to drag and drop in the .msm files that are exported when you export the song file from in-game, and it makes it absolutely a painless process for us to import the songs here on our end. And for those of you who are interested, much like the same process that we did when we were debuting the first look at Fire Haven, this is a PC version of My Singing Monsters.
That's right. Composer. Not for public use, just internal?
Just for development purposes, just because it's a lot easier for when we're streaming to make sure that there are no issues.
That's exactly it. Comes quite in handy for us.
So the first one that we're going to be looking at here is Brainiac Maniac by user LegoBot.
Do we have any volume on the speaker mic?
Yeah, you guys should.
Perfect.
So we should be able to hear it?
Alrighty.
This messes anything.
Alright.
Okay.
Maybe we'll stop talking and just let it play for a second, and we'll appreciate it and enjoy it. Here we go. Fingers and toes and other extremities crossed. Here we go.
I'm digging this.
Yes, this is very groovy.
Yeah.
Michael, are we getting any issues? Bit too low? They can't hear.
I know. I just bumped it.
All right. You know what I like about this particular composition of Brainiac Maniac? That because there are so few monsters involved, each gets their opportunity to shine.
True. Yeah.
You can really identify which monster's playing which part. I like Clambles hits.
Apparently, this is from Plants vs. Zombies.
Oh.
Cool! I didn't know that.
Me neither.
This is a great sort of cross-branding opportunity.
Yeah, look at that.
You guys want the next one?
Yes, I would love the next one. What's next?
We'll do this.
All right.
Oh, I need to go.
Thanks to everyone so much for sending in all these awesome creations. Like we said, we can't wait to look at more in the future. We have a handful today, but we are hanging on to the ones you already sent in, and they could very well make an appearance in the future on this exact same show.
As a future monster piece segment.
That's right.
Spotlight. All right, so I'm excited about this next one. Okay. This is submitted by Trent Weaver 626, and it sounds like what they've done is that they've taken the music from Cave Island and Dawn of Fire and reimagined it in My Sing Monsters Composer. Take it away. I agree. There's something in this particular rendition. Now, the cool part of this, of course, is that some monster parts have been reassigned because there are no fire monsters in My Sing Monsters Composer.
Right.
But it's cool, the creative work that's been done in reassigning those parts to other monsters in My Sing Monsters Composer.
Very cool.
I love creative problem solving. That's one of my favorite things.
I told the volume is perfect.
Excellent.
All right, great. Thanks again to you guys so much for keeping us in the loop with how it's sounding. Unfortunately, Matt and I obviously up here can't hear what you guys are hearing. So again, thanks for keeping us in the loop because we want it to be good for you guys.
Look at Riff go. Look at that strumming.
Look at that hair.
I know that hair is going for a rip. Furcorn with those notes of length really going for it. I believe Forrester is not one of the monsters that is available on Cave Island in Dawn of Fire, so it must be taking up the slack for another monster that's not here. So thank you, Forrester. It sounded great.
Used effectively.
Very effectively. I want to see. Oops. Very good. All right, this Cave Island is. I give it a C+.
For cave?
For cave.
Okay, let's specify.
In this world, C is the best. Although, did you know that Monster C is the Noggin's internal name, and it sort of has a rock-like cave appearance to it, so it works.
A joke.
I was trying to make a joke. I don't know if it landed.
I hope you're feeling limber after that stretch.
All right. That is because you're trying to load in a
spreadsheet.
A spreadsheet.
No.
Yes, you are. Look at the file extension. So, Monster Handler Michael is many things. He's very intelligent, he's very enthusiastic, and he's a great sport, and he helps a lot in My Singing Monsters Live. What he isn't the greatest at looking at is file extensions. So he's trying to load in an Excel document into My Singing Monsters Composer, which will not work. Michael, why don't I drive for a bit? Is that okay with you?
I can get to where you need to get, and then I'll leave you alone.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look at. Oh, this next one's called Matt Goes Crazy.
Oh, you know what? I got a peek at this one. I love it.
Really?
Here we go. Everyone, please enjoy Matt Goes Crazy.
I also like the little harp sound that plays a stay over from My Singing Monsters when a song is successfully loaded.
We gotta let this one play for a bit.
All right.
You gotta really
all right.
take this one in.
I'll let it wash over me. Here we go. I'm ready. Sounds like heavy metal. Listen to that beats per minute. It's really driving.
It's you going crazy.
Sounds ominous.
Look at that pop belly. Never stops during this part. That's you. You're going crazy.
Yeah, that's very good. Look at it. Oh man, even with two mouths, it doesn't feel like it's feel like it's just keeping up. And Bogart also
Bogart
is
looks
also
like it's
really
keeping up.
really going for it. Unblinking. Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
I love this one. Love this one.
Yeah, this one's definitely high octane. I'm trying to see.
Oh, this is from our good friend Strimes.
Thank you for sending that in, Strimes.
Excellent.
I hope that Matt Goes Crazy is just a sort of hypothetical thing. Excuse me, and that I won't actually go crazy.
We'll see.
All right, what's next? Let's take a look at. Oh, I really want to see this one.
Okay.
So this has been submitted by Logan Peters.
Okay.
Thank you, Logan, for sending us this.
As we can see, titled "Walking on the Sun." Interesting concept.
If this is the song that I think it is, then I'm excited to hear it. Here we go. Sounds like Billie Jean at first here.
I almost feel like we should point with the lyrics. This is
if you know the lyrics, and
I
sing
know
along
off the top
here.
of my head, but
Do you know who sings?
A classic. This is Mouth Smash, I believe.
ooh, so close.
I'm not right?
It's actually Smush Mash.
Oh, Shmush Mash.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. I think this one has a really good like pocket groove to it. I feel like I'm really leaning back into all the notes.
I wish you knew.
Wait until we get going here into the chorus.
That is where I remember.
What's DH playing here? Those highlighted notes. we walking on the sun.
Gotta love when you know the last line of the chorus.
Yes, you just gotta wait until that moment.
Yeah.
I also think Shelby's doing a great job here.
Yeah.
Just coy with just the hi-hat
Yeah.
here. Gonna come back in a second. Or not. Keeping me in suspense. What's Pango doing in this song?
Someone said Moss Match.
Oh, that's a good pun. A pun worthy of Eric.
Smash Moth.
Smash Moss.
Yeah, very well done. We have the name of that person.
I also
I'd
like
love
the
to
accent and
thank
hints of
him for that.
Friedling here.
Apenas un tocaba.
Apenas
of course.
ha. The double R is an H in Portuguese. Well, thank you very much for saying that in, Logan Peters. I love
Excellent
that one.
cover.
You know what? What did you call them? Smush Muth?
Smush Mash.
Smush Mash is a modern pièce de résistance. But you know what? Let's go further back in musical history.
Ooh.
And I wanted to take a look and see if I can pull up the folder. There it is.
Okay.
And I want to see what's going on with Mozart Island.
Ooh.
Mozart Island.
Some say the original Smash Mouth.
Some do say that. I don't know who says it, but
I do all the time.
who has submitted Mozart
Smash
Island? This is
Mozart.
from Brandon Newbury.
Okay.
So, Brandon, we're excited to hear your
Can't wait.
Mozart Island. Here
Again,
we
I
go.
think
Let's
we'll let
have
this
a,
one sit for a minute.
Yes, we should let this one sort of wash over us as well.
I love this.
Look at the dipsters popping in and out.
Oh wow, yeah, that's quite. Some of them are just basically transformers.
Yes.
Awesome. Look at poor Pummel's eyes. Pummel,
That's true. You don't often see Scuff leaping with such vigor.
Pummel looks senseless. Those eyes are. This is great.
Wait, you mean Noggin?
No.
Oh, this bubble. Sorry,
Yes.
I thought you were talking about.
Oh, that's right. There's.
But yeah, look at those eyes rattle around
Yeah.
Pummel's head. You know, thank goodness the anatomy of the Pummel allows it to withstand such reverberations.
I like to think of other monsters roping Peach into this joint. Hey, you know, Mozart?
The other thing I like about the animations of the composer is look at this choreography here happening with the chorister at the end. They're
Yeah.
they're going together. And look at that tongue on that breath. Whoa! That's many beats per minute happening there. And here we go. One of my faves, for obvious biased reasons, was over here chilling with Shelby. Look at Shelby.
Fantastic. Love this.
Wow, this is
Yeah,
great.
I'd love to hear your rendition of
Thank
some
you.
of
Thank
your
you so much for
monsters
sending
at
that
this
in.
speed.
Was it Brandon? Brandon, I believe.
Yes,
right?
that was Brandon Newbury.
Thank you, Brandon,
so
for
much.
sending that in. That was a treat.
That was a lot of fun. My neck hurts a little bit.
Well, you were really going for it.
Yeah.
I saw you in the corner of my eye. So I want to try out this Cantante Domino.
Oh.
Who sent in Cantante Domino?
Let's take a look at the spreadsheet. That unfortunately wouldn't open in Composer, so we're going to have to just read it like normal people.
This was from Ethan, and if I'm not mistaken, Ethan sent us a very cool note about how his experiences with My Singing Monsters, the brand, helped influence his love of music.
That's right. So, Ethan, I hope you're watching because we got that letter. We really appreciate it. We're so happy we inspired you, and we can't wait to hear your song.
Whoa, all right, all right, I'm excited. All right, here we go. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Keeping with its origin, this feels very old world, very classic. GIF on screen.
Yeah.
I like Danny Dude's part. And obviously in a classical composition, I feel like Bogart's working overtime, getting a string section in there.
I like that one.
I like Forrester's accented hits there. Bursts of song poking through.
Seems like that'd be a shock to wheel behind all of a sudden. Sing that Toe Jammer just always looks so excited. Every note it has.
Toe Jammer lives to sing.
It's fantastic.
It's a very beautiful creature.
It just always seems excited
toes.
after it does, even a single note.
Well, I'm loving this Cantante Domino. I think this is great.
Beautiful piece of music. Thank you
All right,
so much for sending it in.
Let's take a look at, let's say, one more.
Okay. Okay.
Let's take a look at this one.
Ah.
As we said, we've had a lot.
We've had a lot, so thank you everyone for
back.
sending in a submission. Who knows, maybe in future episodes of My Singing Monsters Live, we can devote a quick section to our composer song of the week or something to that effect.
That's
that
right.
Sounds
yes,
like a great idea.
That was one of the ideas I had. That
Well,
I
I
definitely
think that's
look
a great idea.
Yeah.
I think great minds think alike. Okay, let's have a listen to this Bo rap.
Bo rap one.
I didn't know that we could do rap as a genre in this
Sure.
in this app.
Well,
but
Bo rap,
of course,
yeah.
why couldn't you, right? All right, let's have a listen. Bo rap. Oh, it's not a rap.
Well, could be.
It's A-R-H-A-P, a rhapsody. I feel like this one's got a really slow burn.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a little lighter.
If anyone is trying to guess what it is, I'll give you a hint in that the band behind this piece of music is often cited as a previous Smash Mouth. Somewhere between Mozart and, of course, the actual mouths themselves.
Yes, in the course of musical history,
That's
everyone
right.
is some form of Smash Mouth or another. Quibble's really giving it away there, I think.
Oh, this is a great cover.
I feel very at peace.
And if I saw the entries correctly, I didn't get to view them all individually, but I saw several of the names. This one was long enough it had to be split into two parts.
Much like the song itself.
Yeah.
I like how this Quibble is doing lots of the staccato notes there, and then this Quibble's just waiting for its big moment to do those notes of length. Well, this has been an absolute blast.
Fantastic. Thank you, everyone, so much for your submissions. Like we said, we'll say it again. Can't wait to get back to more. We're keeping all the ones you've already sent in.
And they're ours now.
Yeah. Michael, they are not. They will belong forever. The original compositions will belong forever to those artists that wrote them. But these covers that you do are yours to have and to hold.
As it's often said, doesn't all music just belong to Smash Mouth?
That's never said.
No?
Well, maybe you
maybe
say
I made
it.
that
You
one
say that sometimes.
Maybe I stretched a little on that.
All right. Well, that was an absolute blast. So we're going to take a quick break in the action here just to answer some questions that are related, some of which to My Singing Monsters composer.
I can't let a whole episode go by without any questions.
That's right. And I'm I feel refreshed and rejuvenated by the amazing music that I just heard, the compositions from our community, My Singing Monsters composer. So, you know what? I'm ready to answer these questions with an open heart and a clear mind.
That's good
And
news.
soul at ease.
That's good news for Logan Peters, 89,
Lay it on me.
who wants to know, how were the sounds for the instrumental rares decided on?
That is a good question, Logan. When it came time to decide for which sound that we wanted to include in My Singing Monsters composer to be associated with which rare monster, it was sort of a process of elimination. There were some that we thought made sense one with another. For example, if a common quibble sounds like just a traditional piano keyboard, it would make sense if we want the harpsichord sound to go in to another keyed instrument, and that's how Rare Quibble's harpsichord sound came to pass.
Or Riff, for example, who played bass.
Exactly. There was the electric guitar and then the bass guitar. And then for all of the percussion monsters, same sort of thing. If you imagine that the common thumpies sound sort of like timpani, then the sort of like steel drum quality. Steel drum is sort of related to the timpani, I'd say, obviously as a percussion instrument, but also in the sort of the general shape and how the sound is produced. So we took our cues from the relationships that exist between these instruments in the real world and just sort of divvied them up.
Perfect.
Lots of comments about rare kibble and kibble.
Did I? It's because I said rare kibble. That's what you feed That's what you feed a rare reedling. Is rare kibble.
Misspeaking a monster's name? No, doesn't happen.
Cybog.
Incorrect. Cybog. This next one is from our good friend, formerly Only a Ma. If you'd like to pronounce his name. Perfect. Ooh, I have a feeling that I'll know the answer to this. What's with the new familiar hand and eggs that appears when you boot up Composer? Will it only be one monster, or 5, or more?
I ain't saying nothing. You'll have to wait and see.
I think a sturdy bah is in
bah. Although we did talk about this earlier.
Bah.
So, I don't want to give too much away. There are some clues on that particular graphic that may communicate the extent of it. I'll say that. And then we'll move on to the next question.
Perfect. Mammoths asks, is Composer canon to the My Singing Monster series? If so, how? Could it be some sort of mirror Composer Island?
Interesting theory there, Mammoths. We have previously laid down the law that My Singing Monsters Composer exists in a separate, non-canon fantastical dream space where the extent of how much the different sounds, like we just discussed with rares making different sounds, can be fully utilized by the users of My Singing Monsters Composer. The idea of a mirror Composer Island is very interesting. Without it belonging officially to that world, I think that that's an interesting way of looking at it. Sort of an alternate reality where none of the other rules apply, and these are just a bunch of monsters that are interested in performing the compositions that you teach them how to sing and perform. So it's a sort of a way of looking at Composer, at the Composer app, is that it is sort of an alternate experience to My Singing Monsters. An augmented experience, if you will.
Multi-track Drift2 asks, what is the My Singing Monsters Composer's Island, a colossal?
The island itself was crafted by our monster handler artisans, but it notably is not a colossal. There's not a colossal spirit housed inside it. It is instead a grand concert hall stage, sort of like the great concert halls of the human world. An amazing venue for these performances.
Okay, I like this next one. From Donkey Kong 14.
Yes.
Do riffs need to replace strings often? They have claws?
So, because the riff has a living instrument, its guitar is symbiotic with it, the strings don't need to be replaced nearly as often as you would conventional guitars, because the strings are just part of the living creature that is riff's guitar.
Built to withstand.
Now, I would suspect that maybe they're sort of like teeth, and that you have to take good care of those teeth, and if you don't brush your strings every night, that you run the risk of getting a cavity in your strings, and then you might lose them. But they are not conventional strings in the same way that human world guitars are.
Very interesting. Ooh, hard.
And that thing about claws, riffs have claws.
Perfect.
For plucking the strings.
Here's another hard-hitting question.
I'm ready.
From Rub_V. Do the large instruments on the island of My Singing Monsters Composer work?
No, they do not. They are purely crafted impressions of certain monster instruments. It is a work of art, but not necessarily an instrument.
Okay, do a couple of quick ones. Strimes Tweets 49 asks, how come the vocal rares weren't invited to the party? Curious, only the instrumental rares got their chance to shine with an emoji like this.
That is an interesting comment that you make, Strimes. With respect to the vocal rares. That's still something that we're toying with the idea. We're not sure if we want to add the vocal rares, just because when we were setting up My Singing Monsters Composer in the first place, we chose a couple of different basic syllables that monsters can say and assigned those already to different areas on the staff for the common monster. So we're not sure exactly what necessarily we do with vocal rares. If you have any ideas, please send them to us. We're always interested in feedback. There's no necessarily guarantee or promise that they will make their way in. As we mentioned, we have something else exciting coming in spring 2019. But if you have any ideas for us, we're always open to hearing them, and we'll have a look. We'll have a discussion. We'll think about it.
Okay, one last question. Minen Impulse 453 asks, who's louder on continent, Yelmet or Furcorn? Because they're both pretty loud for their sizes.
That is a good point. And notably, Yelmet is quite small for a quad element monster. I will come down on this issue on the favor side of Yelmet as the louder monster, at least in universe. Obviously, you can manipulate the individual volume of monsters inside your game in My Singing Monsters Dawn of Fire, but there's a certain amount of confidence that comes with being a quad element monster, being a boss in the world of My Singing Monsters. So for the Yelmet specifically, it's able to really ululate those sounds out more. Furcorn is a little bit more shy, a little bit more timid, more apprehensive in its delivery. Still able to get a good solid note out there, but I think Yelmet might have the edge in this particular case.
Okay, well with that, we'll see if you have an edge in this case when we ask exactly I
love watching your the gears turn in your brain as you try.
That one was
to
a little
segue.
more visible than usual.
Yes.
That's okay. So we're gonna ask you exactly one stumped question. See how you do.
This is a pass-fail.
That's right.
This particular stumped.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
This comes from Ebed Shark 100. When and how was Composer Island released?
A Composer Island question so Composer Island is canon and exists on the seam in the monster world. But as I recall correctly, this was an end of year update that came out at the end of I want to say 2016. I'm going to say that it came out in November 2016, Composer Island.
Can you give us the date?
Does it start with a 2?
I can't tell you that.
Come on, man. I'm going to say that it came out on November 23rd, 2016.
Let's say it doesn't start with a 2.
No!
Try it.
All right. November 18th, 2016.
Okay, so that was half the question.
And
then the other how was Composer Island released?
It was released in My Singing Monsters.
Let me read the answer and try to think if I can think of a way to phrase it.
How was it revealed?
Yes, revealed is a better way to put it. How was it revealed to the public?
That Composer Island was a new feature in My Singing Monsters at the end of 2016. I know that we held a contest shortly thereafter. Oh! Was this the cover song contest? That was the tie-in?
I'm going to give it to him. Winner.
Yes!
I think that was close enough.
What was the official answer?
The actual date was November 17th,
I was
2016, but you got November 2016. I'll give you that.
Yes, I did.
And then it was as part of a video giving everyone an update on the cover contest that was going on. I'm giving you that one. I was trying to give you the old... Yeah.
Hooray! That's 100% success rate for this episode.
That's the best you've ever done.
That is absolutely the best that I've ever done. But I can't bask in that glory for too long because we have an activity that we're going to do right now, if I'm not mistaken,
yes,
with the community. We're going to be composing a brand new song with the help of community feedback.
That's right. So you take the keyboard there.
All right.
And maybe start piecing something together. We'll get some info from the community.
Okay,
what monsters would you like us to use? Maybe if you have a vibe You know,
Yeah.
something jazzy.
Yeah, a
something
general
rock.
genre that we should be working
just,
in.
There's no official polls or anything. Just throw it out there. We'll collect what we can. While we wait, I realized one thing that we didn't mention.
Yes.
About Composer was how it got teased initially.
Why don't you take it away there?
There was I believe we were hiding a letter in each social post.
Yes, we were.
And once everyone had collected the letters, if you unscrambled them, they read, "Have a hoppy extravaganza."
Yes.
But if you didn't unscramble them and you left them in the exact order and went to a website, I believe it was our website.
Yes.
Can I get a nod
It
from
was Big
Mike?
Blue Bubble,
So
yeah.
bigbluebubble.com/ the exact letters in the exact order, there was a teaser image of Mammoth's hands, paws, fingers.
Yes, upon
on
the keyboard.
On the piano, yes, and there was a book with a song, I believe,
Yes,
part of
there's
a song
a
in it.
piece of sheet music
And there was
there.
also a phone with the Blabbit background because it was tied in with the
Right, with the
extravaganza scramble.
extravaganza.
The egg scramble, if you will.
Oh.
And then there was an icon for Composer with no text on the phone, no context. People, of course, noticed it right away.
And how were people supposed to realize?
Well, when nobody thought to randomly type this jumble of letters into the website, I believe we had a contest winner, and unfortunately for us, because, you know, we don't like leaking things.
Yes.
Bill was showing a tally,
Bill. Come
and
on, Bill.
there was a reflection in Bill's glasses of the URL, and so, of course, people jumped on it.
And the rest is history.
That's right.
And that is how My Singing Monsters Composer was first teased.
That's right.
That was truly a path, a garden path to follow down for fans. There were a lot of different moving
Barely.
elements. All right, Michael, do we have any information from the chat about which monsters we should be composing with?
Yeah.
Somebody said start with Krillby, but I don't believe Krillby's.
Krillby, unfortunately, not in My Singing Monsters Composer. We don't have any Dawn of Fire characters in My Singing Monsters
Dip it up.
Composer.
Dip it up.
We're gonna dip.
Let's do it.
Dip, 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 dip. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna retitle this.
You're
No,
gonna
I'm in the wrong. Well, it'd be helpful if I wasn't using the incorrect thing.
Okay, here we go.
All right, what should we call this?
Dip it up.
Materic plus community.
Perfect.
Whoops.
Nope, that's great. Oh, now I come up with the better name.
There we go.
A commune ditty.
Oh,
That's
that
fine.
is
This
good.
is great.
Community. Yes, I like that. All right, so let's make
Let's
our
get
way
those dips.
over. Ooh, why can't I see my mouse?
Here, I'll bring it back.
Thank you. You saved me.
Okay,
All right,
let's go.
Let's go all the way to the end. Take
And
a
then
look
I have
at our dipsters
Ooh,
here.
So, a suggestion from the chat is techno.
Okay, here we go.
Techno-
Now, this is going to be exceptionally difficult for me if I can't hear what I'm
How about a
composing.
jazzy techno?
Oh, we can.
That would
You
be
can hear? Okay, great.
Here, play it.
All right. Perfect. Okay,
Now,
good.
if it gets too echoey, please let us know.
Yes.
We can fix that on our end with very little problem this time. So we would like it says techno genre or jazzy genre, but I would prefer a jazzy techno song.
Oh, jazz fusion.
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
so here's my opening little bit here.
Let's hear it.
And I didn't know how many people knew about this feature, but if you tap on the given measure or bar, you're able to bring up this particular little submenu here, and I'm able to copy this particular bar, and then I'm able to close that and scroll over and reproduce that here
Oh, that's perfect.
in each of these bars. So let's just
What
start.
a time saver.
I know, it is a huge time saver. And a fun little Easter egg for those of you who weren't necessarily familiar with that feature. I hope you were, because it makes
I
sense.
enjoy that it shows each
lot easier.
individual dip.
Matt, what tempo are we in?
We are going to be, let's see what beats per minute we're at here. 120, which if I'm not mistaken is the beats per minute in many of the early islands in My Singing Monsters.
Huh?
Maybe it's 140. We'll have to ask our sound designers afterwards whether or not that was accurate or not. All right, so let's have a listen to what we got so far.
Yeah, I'm feeling a start here. Let's keep this up.
All right, so what's next? What do I
How about we
add
throw in
next?
some pango?
All right, Pango, huh?
Yeah.
Rare riff.
Get some Oh, I could definitely hear it. Doo-doo.
Yeah.
Doo-doo.
Let's start with pango and rare riff. Let's
All
get
right.
some of that in.
Let's get Pango in the mix. Pango! All right. So the cool thing about the percussion instruments is that depending on where you drop them on the bar, you can get different sounds. So this is just a quick clap of the maracas.
Okay.
And then if we go further up, we can get a little clippity cloppity. So
what are you feeling here?
all right, I've got an idea.
Are you doing exactly what I was thinking?
I'm going to
almost.
I'm going to do a little bit of a.
Okay, this is very. I was thinking one up there and then two below, so it's like a rattle and then. Dun, dun.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll add that.
Okay, see how this goes.
And I'll just add that to our first 4 bars here.
Another Deej should probably be there if it is techno.
Oh,
True.
that's a good point. All right,
True.
let's let a little bit of progress
Rare
here.
Deej, lots of rare Deej requests.
All right, so Deej next.
All right.
No, I heard there was one more that
Rare
we wanted
riff.
to do. We wanted to
Rare
do
riff.
rare riff first. All right.
I feel like maybe bring him in on the second one.
Oh,
Let the beat go a little bit
do
first.
do 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 do
Or something, yeah. Just bring him in partway through. I like that build, you know?
All right, now I'm gonna get in here and get a flat note.
Oh. Getting technical.
Eric, you should have heard me yesterday.
Boom.
Trying to get Matt to teach me how to make sheet music.
Oh, I could hear the discussion from across the room.
Yes, I was trying my best.
Well, not everyone here is an expert in music. We all obviously have a passion for it in our own way. But it's part of what's so great about being here is you get to learn these things,
I
you
don't
know?
if this is gonna sound right.
Well, let's give it a try. That's the fun of composer.
Here we go.
How you feel?
Hey, listen, let's hear it again. Do do do. Feel like that one's groovy?
Yeah, that feels groovy. So should we jump? Do you want more, or do we jump into Deej?
I'm gonna just copy paste that. Let's go to Deej.
Deej or rare Deej?
Rare.
I say we do rare Deej. Let's
Sure.
show some of these sounds that maybe not everyone
That's
has
a
heard.
good idea. So I like the idea of it starting sort of slow, and then we'll bring in rare Deej at the same time as rare riff.
Okay.
Whoa! I love that rare Deej sound.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Should
can make,
we-
and the cool thing is that for certain monsters, you can make chords stacked on, at the same time.
Should we maybe experiment with some holding the note?
Yep, I don't.
Deej?
I think that rare Deej. So the way that you can tell whether or not a note can be increased to a note of length is if
Oh,
it has
the
that
arrow?
little arrow.
Oh,
to the
okay,
side
so
of it.
we'll save that for
So these
any
will just be accented hits.
Cool. Okay.
Do 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 do. Here we go.
Okay.
So I'll add those two there. Let's have a listen.
Let's see.
I'm really grooving.
I'm
this
feeling
is good.
this.
Lots of requests for Quibble.
All right. I could see myself grooving
Yeah.
to this.
I feel like Quibble has to have a lot of notes.
Quibble, 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 my... Or kibble, as I like to say. Quibble. All right, let's... you know what? Let's open up the keyboard feature.
Yeah.
And so the cool thing about the keyboard feature is it's going to be difficult for me on the keyboard here. But of
The
course,
computer
when
keyboard,
you're
yeah.
playing this on your phone or tablet and you can do multi-touch, it's a lot easier to create the different chord structures that you want. But I just wanted to feature this particular little recording capability here would you like to add to the existing part or replace it? And then I hit add. And then once I start going, I'm able to, it'll start running. We got Quibble's not having a great time here.
Maybe not that.
Let's keep it for now and hear it back.
Sure.
How's that gonna sound? Could be worse, eh?
Oh, I've heard much worse. But I'd love to hear Quibble doing a lot of like up, down, lots of quick notes.
All right. So
I think it really adds.
if that's the case, then I'm going to bring up the keyboard again, and then I'm going to replace this part. Here we go. Is this what you had in mind, Eric?
Maybe no, it's exact timing.
Now let's listen back. We're gonna keep. Let's see how that sounds.
Sure. It's not too bad.
That's pretty good. I'm impressed with myself.
Yeah.
I have to say. All right, what's the next monster we should add?
How about one more thing
To sort of seal the deal, and then we'll have a little dance party.
a big boy
Like who?
like Aunt Brat.
Whoa. All right. Let's go right to the end here. Find Aunt Brat. And here's where the notes of length can come in.
Ah,
If you so
perfect.
desperately
Yeah.
crave.
Yes.
It can be done. All right, here we go.
I want to see a variety. I'd like for one to be like held notes, and then a series of short yells.
Say that again?
I want one or two like long note in one section, and then the next section just rapid fire Aunt Brat.
All right. Here we go. We're going to hold it the entire bar.
Yeah.
And then get a couple of yelps out here.
Oh, I want one on as many as you can get.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
I'm liking this.
All right. Let's have a listen. So, my quibble there is holding over one note too long, so I'm just going to take a look back, delete that, and then our composition will be done, and then we can have a dance party. All right, Quibble. Let's go all the way to your last bar here, and look at this. I can just open this up. Cut. You're out of there.
Perfect.
It's that simple. So let's have a listen.
Oh, is that bad?
Yeah, I agree. You know what? We should continue expanding on this in perhaps future episodes of My Sing Monsters Live.
Oh, that would be fun.
But for now, Matt Eric plus community is complete. Give yourselves a round of applause
Thank
for
you
all
so
of your
much
great
for all of your
suggestions
input,
and
guys.
contributions. We hope you liked that song as much as we enjoyed composing it.
That's right. This is a lot. I will definitely have to revisit this kind
Yeah,
of
that was
feature,
pretty
'cause
groovy. You know,
that was a lot of fun.
My Sing Monsters composer, always a good time. Thank you so much for joining us today on this specially themed episode. We've got a few more things that we need to take care of right before we wrap things up for you here.
Well, we certainly have a giveaway that we have to take care of.
That's right, Eric. And do we have a winner decided yet?
I believe we're just collecting one now.
Ooh.
For the time being.
Should we explain what the subscriber, or rather the
regular
random giveaway winner is going to receive?
Yes. Why don't you tell them what they are about to win?
So, we already mentioned that the subscriber giveaway is a geode. The random giveaway for today's episode will be a rare geode. Again, in keeping with the Coral Reef promotion that's going on this week.
Very nice. And just a reminder, we do a giveaway for someone in the chat at the end of every episode of My Sing
So it's
Monsters
always
Live.
worthwhile to tune
we
in
do.
and see if you can try your luck at being randomly selected for the user giveaway.
That's right.
One thing.
Oh,
People were, some people I saw were asking about fan art. Don't worry, fan art will not. It's not this week because we were thinking the compositions were the fan
We're the
art.
monster
That's
pieces.
right.
Yeah. So that's a good point, Michael.
Yes.
that
Just
don't
to
worry.
clarify?
Yeah, Monsterpieces will be making a return next week. We figured that these would be Sonic Monsterpieces.
That's right, and
this week.
because we have so many, they may work themselves into future Monsterpiece segments. We might have some art, some music.
I think that's a great idea.
I know.
A whole synesthesia of monsters.
I know
demanding
people have been
experience.
asking for more video content. Hopefully, we'll be able to sneak some of that in there too.
Ooh, that'd be good. Well, I like the sounds of that. All right, we have our winner, I believe.
Oh, we do.
All right, here we go.
Congratulations to the giveaway winner, who is Ninja Michael 1000.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Ninja Michael 1000. All right,
Great
right.
name.
We've got just about what?
It's a great name.
Monster
It is.
Handler Michael
Oh,
enjoys.
there's a little bit of bias happening there, I think.
He
So,
is a ninja.
so you know.
I wasn't supposed to say that.
No, you're right.
No one's
He
supposed
sneaks
to know.
in. He sneaks around. Sometimes he drops things, but then catches them before they fall to the ground. He's got lightning fast reflexes. That's our Michael.
I did that today.
Yes, I know. I saw you. do
Yes,
it.
you almost dropped the mouse, but you managed to catch it before it hit the floor and
Now,
caused it to get caught.
Michael may be dropping mouses or mice, if you will. But you know
I will.
what? To close out this episode, how do you feel about us dropping the beat?
Well, you know, in spirit with the composer theme, we thought we would
We have a little something,
fairly quickly. We thought maybe we'd throw together
a little something
a
here.
little something.
So thank you,
for the show.
Monster Handler Michael, for giving me all of my relevant bits and pieces here.
Sticks on there.
This is the top of the line gear that you won't see anywhere else. If I can.
This is actually how we make the
the
music.
monster sounds. That's
Yeah, that's right.
Why can't I?
It's fairly. There you go.
There we go.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
So before we debut this composition for you, which again took us, Eric, I think the better part of about 5 years. Of
this
blood,
is-
sweat, and tears.
This is our Smash Mouth.
That's right. We are the Smash Mouth of today. I thought what we could do is that we could put on these shades and appear extra cool as we do this undoubtedly cool thing for all of you. So we've got our lyrics here to refer to, and this will be performed live for you. So I just got to make sure I hear my own pick up the sound.
Okay.
Here we go.
And a 1, and a 2, and a
Here we go.
3.
Everybody tune in. We're starting the show. Monsters to talk about. There's so much that I know.
When I can't think of more words that rhyme with show.
That's how you know we're live on the air. There are plenty of puns.
Matt will get stumped, but then the rest of us will have fun.
I find viewing monster pieces sent by fans to be lit.
Monster Kitchen's a thrill if your stomach can stand it.
When you hear Cybog
or Sidley, it's not like we planned it. That's how you know we're
live on a Friday. We're on every week.
Hashtag my streaming monsters to send us a tweet.
We don't just do telling, we also do showing.
We stop playing notes and
But the song just keeps going. That's how you know we're live. That's our show, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy Monster
Happy Monster
Day.